scissors.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. YouTube, keep the comments coming.
I always forget to say that.
What?
I always forget. I always think to myself, got to tell the people to like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, man. Keep your comments coming. Keep the
Keep that going, B.
Keep that going.
Keep the what do you call it? The feedback going. Yeah.
Can I just do a quick shout out?
Go on.
Shout out the boy Turkish as well. Shout him out.
Shout out Turkish.
Shout out
Turkish.
Shout out Turkish.
Get me. Might bring him on again actually.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah, but yeah. Sorry guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that. YouTube, Acast, iTunes, and Soundcloud. All of that. So yeah, where to start today? I'm alright though. Thanks guys.
I was just gonna.
You didn't give no one a chance to say it.
Listen, you know when after you lot have finished, there was a little pause. Yeah.
No, but then you
No,
done
but
that.
then you jumped in.
No.
I was just gonna say that. What's
because,
going on?
No, because you know recently, I've realised when I listen back to the podcast, none of you ever asked me how I am.
No, I do.
But you know what? You kind of like you'd like kind of do the mediating.
He
and
does
stuff,
the
innit?
intro, innit, and all, and the.
Nah, it's poor.
How was your day though? Or how was your?
How are
week?
you, Daps, man?
Oh, I said so. English.
'Cause I saw you. What was it? What was you trying to do? Shaku? Is that what you were trying to do?
Shaku.
Yeah.
That was a vibe.
I saw that.
I got my.
It didn't look too
No,
good.
hey, you did it from the side though. You did it from the
I
side.
went and googled it after.
The view was
Yours
the
didn't look
side.
too good, but I
Nah, you googled like the wrong version.
okay.
Like 100%.
But it looked like.
Yeah, but you didn't even get a front view. You got a side view.
No, I wasn't
Yeah, because
recording.
then
Because I can't really see it, and it was
Then
dark.
it
I couldn't see
can't
it
look bad, didn't it?
Yeah,
wasn't
well,
recording.
this is true. That's safety, innit?
Listen,
That's
don't-
safety. That's safety.
That's
Go-
a cool. Oh. At the camera.
Listen, I got it on Smash, mate. But no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just plugging away, man. Trying to work.
I see, man. You're out there.
Got man sliding your DMs as well. Living the dream, man.
So yeah, I'm just out here trying to work. Yeah, trying to work.
And man, he put it in a group and he just put kiss my teeth. That is not. No, but sorry, go on, bro.
Yeah, no. Any of you guys feel like DMing me, do not do it.
Yeah, just
on,
don't do
on
it.
that
No,
tip.
do it. Just not.
'Cause I
Don't,
won't give you the
not
response.
on that wave, innit?
Yeah,
Depends, but
you can DM me and say hello and that, but
don't post your calves as well. Kind of.
calves?
Yeah,
I didn't know that's advice for some people.
That's a good point.
I didn't know that's advice.
That's fairly innocent.
2018, you know,
That's fairly innocent, to be fair.
Do you know what I mean? Calves. I'm not posting like, a butt shot or something like that. Do you get what I'm saying? It's
True.
my flipping calf.
The games will
That's
change.
all leg, you know.
Do you know what I mean?
I lie.
What was it left one as well?
Don't know. I can't remember. Just my calves. But yeah, no, I'm good. Working away, like I said. Trying to stay fit for the new season.
Have you decided what you're doing next year?
Yeah, I was just talking to him. I'm staying at Carl Shorten.
You gonna stay up? Stay with him, yeah?
Yeah,
And ride it.
It was either there or I'm not gonna say the second one on thingy.
Nah, fair enough.
Yeah, but same league though as Carl Shorten.
Oh?
Yeah.
Decent.
Think of a team that's just gone up,
That's just gone up.
but don't say it.
From what league? Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Should I say it? No, I'm joking.
But yeah, that's
I'm
it.
trying to click it.
Why?
That's it.
It needs to click.
Do it up higher.
That's arthritic. Well, why would you want it to click?
It might, but
It's not meant to click.
no, it needs.
I know what you mean. You know, sometimes it's if you just have to just.
It needs
it
to
out.
click. Oh, it's gonna go at some point.
Well,
Don't worry,
your
keep
knee's
talking.
not meant to do that, though.
It's not meant to, but it needs to. Trust me, I know.
Oh, is it painful when it don't?
Not even, but
It's just uncomfortable.
it's there in it. I need it to go. Maybe it's just a OCD thing. Just keep talking, man.
Do it fast. Just bang.
No, I can't.
No, that's
Because that's where I kind of done my ligament as well, so I'm trying to be a bit easy.
And
But,
you're still playing? Still going?
One more.
You going for one more?
I think you know what. I think you got two.
We'll see how one goes.
No,
Then we'll
I
take it from
think
there.
you got two. You know what happened? Because last year you said the same thing.
He did say
But
that,
it was
to be
more
fair.
because of the, because of where I was at the time, Wolfham Abbey,
Yeah.
and I
Shout
wanted
out
to.
Wolfham Abbey.
I don't know, man. I wanted to leave.
I'm trying
Like,
to
I
suck
wanted
my
to
dick to
finish
that
and do the coaching, innit?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what's going on with that? You bringing me in or what?
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Are you playing next
Wolfham
season?
Abbey got a new
looking at
manager in, innit?
Oh,
They got
yeah,
different
because the other gaffer retired.
Yeah. So the manager's come in and he's I think from what I've heard I think there's two boys potentially he wants to stay, but he's bringing in everyone his own. So that's why I wasn't gonna play because I thought I'd be doing the coaching, but I can't. I can't play and do the coaching because I want to give it 100%.
Yeah.
So I would have jacked in the playing, but because I haven't, I'm gonna do one more year and then we'll see. But I don't, like I said, I've never liked the idea of playing.
What, player manager? Or
Not even
coach?
playing manager. I don't want to play to the point where I'm
You can't
crap.
do it.
I'm shit. Yeah, I'd rather just
Just go.
If I could feel it going,
I don't understand why people do that.
It's just a personal thing.
Yeah, but why'd you go to the point where you can't?
I feel like for some people, they just can't leave the game.
Yeah, I think it's just a love, maybe.
Yeah, they just.
If it's still paying, maybe people just.
That's what it is. I don't think it's love because
money.
you gotta.
No,
if you're not playing well, you can't. You don't enjoy football. You don't enjoy playing, having someone rip you up.
No, but at the same time, but at the same time,
but I think there's people that
at the same time, yeah. If you're out there and like, you just genuinely love being out there, and when you get to a certain age, it becomes less about the performance. I played well then, and it's more just the love. Do you get what I'm saying? If you just love being out there, some people just can't let that go.
That is, I find. Do you know what I find?
I feel like some people just can't let that go.
Do you know what? You're probably right. Actually, no, 99%. You're probably correct.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna be one of those people.
What? Just keep going.
I feel like I'm just gonna I'm not really playing anywhere near my best, but I'm just gonna love being out there. But the team I'm doing it for isn't gonna be like a top team. True. I don't think.
But do you know the thing about me? I can't physically bring myself to do it if I don't think. I only enjoy it when I win, and that's the sad thing. So I love football, but I've got used to winning in football so much that I can't enjoy a game that I play bad. Yeah. I can't enjoy a game that someone had me up. I can't enjoy a game where I feel like I got bossed. I just can't enjoy it.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, no.
But it's what I'm saying.
I don't think anyone enjoys that, but I feel like.
So I can't be out there because I'm thinking, nah. And it hurts me to think somebody could get the better of me.
Yeah, but as soon as the game's done.
In a football match.
As soon as the game's done and whatever, you kind of just learn to just,
Do you know
move
what?
on.
You're probably right, but yeah. But I'm going to get back on the pitch.
Yeah, just don't shoot yourself in the foot. Hey, great segue. Listen. Did you like that?
I like that. I did see
Spence.
You planned that, innit?
I proper did.
Do you know what? Yeah, that was off the cuff.
You're getting sharper. You're getting sharper.
You done that really good.
Yeah. Sharper.
Talk to me about shooting myself.
I've been around you lot for long enough. Get sharper up there. But Sterling, we spoke about this a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Once again, the media's come out and done a madness, reporting on his leg, the tattoo on his leg, which, to be honest, I don't find anything wrong with. Especially, and Dan was here before you got here, like he was here and he left, and he was saying that Sterling shouldn't have done it because a person in his position,
it's got to be more responsible and all of that. Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you're a man, like football is your job. Do you get what I'm saying? And there's so many other people with tattoos who people aren't gonna like. Do you get what I'm saying? Why don't you report keep the same vim?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm sure now, and I saw it yesterday, a couple Premier League players who also have worse tattoos, and I didn't screenshot it, but none of them are reported. It's just life goes on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Like who though? Who's got another tattoo?
Damian Delaney or someone like that. His tattoo, is it Delaney? It's a Crystal Palace player.
Palace.
And his tattoo is is guns, like proper guns. Do you get what I'm saying? But no one talks about it.
What colour is he?
Yeah, of course he's white.
Well, he's not relevant though, to be fair, to the same level, isn't it?
No, but okay.
With all due respect to him.
Honest question. If Harry Kane had that tattoo, do you think he would get the same? Or do you think they'd report it like top striker ready to gun down opponents? Or some rubbish like that?
No, it would be, if Harry Kane, if it was on his right foot, it would be Harry Kane's ready to gun down the World Cup or something.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
There'll be a positive spin. Do you know what my thoughts of it in this year? I do understand the position about Sterling being somebody of a certain level and somebody of a certain demographic and needing to be an example. I get that. The only thing I don't like though is that, to be honest with you, when you read the backstory, whether that's true or not, obviously his dad died and his dad got shot and this, that, and the other. Whether it's true or not, it's kind of irrelevant. My personal view is that I don't necessarily think a tattoo of any weapon is responsible. First and foremost, I'll go on record and say that, and I think that goes for anybody. However, I don't understand how, like, the victimization that he's getting off the back of it though. I'm a little bit like, I get it to a point, because obviously gun crime at the moment is rife in the States and all this other stuff, and there's a lot of stuff going on.
Where?
In the States.
Okay.
Yeah. I also get it because obviously he's a young, let's call it what it is. He's a young black man. There's a lot of
black and rich.
He's from London. There's a lot of stuff going on in that demographic also, and people are dying. There's 65 deaths this year, and albeit as far as I'm on fire, my understanding is none of them have been my guns. They've all been stabbings.
No, I think they've been guns.
Right, but yeah. So I get all of that, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? It is actually just a tattoo. It's just a tat. It's just a drawing of a real life item on his body. He doesn't. In no way, shape, or form does that tattoo glorify gun crime. In no way, shape, or form does that tattoo even suggest that people should be using guns. It's not even. It doesn't. If anyone who's seen it, it's not even a tattoo of a gun in use. It's just a tattoo of a firearm that goes down his leg
and
towards his feet.
And with that being said, like, it's just a normal tattoo. He's come out and gave his explanation.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned, that's case closed.
Do you know what? Even if that was only, no, if that was his only if that was the only thing reported on him,
have to explain it to be told.
And that's kind of where I was gonna go. If that was the only thing reported on him, fair enough. But you see all the other nonsense that they say about him, yeah. And I did not understand. I didn't really get it. I didn't really see or understand it was to the level that it's actually at. What in the world have people got against him? What has the media got against Raheem Sterling? What is it? 1 minute, like you're saying, he's in Poundland. So what? 1 minute he's in a 5-star restaurant, and next minute he's buying breakfast somewhere. So what?
Next minute he drove a car that wasn't washed.
He drove a car that ain't washed. I'd like to see the person
shopping in Primark.
The person who wrote that. I'd like to see the state of their car. I'd like to see the state of their house. I'd like to see the state of their shoes. Because I always say to man, look a man and buy. You can judge a man by his shoes, you know. If his shoes ain't worn a particular way, if it ain't clean a particular way, you can kind of say, you know what, you're wearing that. But I'm not being funny. It's a vehicle. It's a vehicle which is designed for that purpose. It's designed to get dirty, and it's a 4x4, which means it's probably going to get dirtier than a saloon because he's probably going to drive it in a way and on certain terrain that's going to suggest it's going to get dirtier. I don't understand. People need to have. My thing is, forget the gun tattoo. Forget that, because that's not even the point. The point is, so what?
I've got a list.
So bloody what?
I've got a list here. Sorry, Spence, I'm going to come to you in a sec.
Makes me sick. No, it makes me sick.
Yes,
so
this is what I like.
It makes me sick to my stomach. Because you know
got
what it is? When you lot were saying it, I didn't really believe you. And I thought to myself, I have read a few things, but I thought, nah, it can't be to that
When
level.
you think about it
I'm
properly,
thinking, hold on a minute now.
Bro, listen.
I'm thinking, hold on a minute.
Been saying this. Like, some of the
To be
headlines.
fair, you have. And
some of the headlines he gets.
I was going against you lot saying, nah, I don't think so. But listen, I've read it. I'm thinking.
You know what it is now? It's because you can see, because everyone's caught wind of it.
You can see the
and
trail.
now you can actually just see.
It's so trivial.
There was that thread on Twitter.
yeah, I see that.
Yeah. And because you can just see it all, it's like, rah.
He can get a new haircut. All of a sudden, yeah.
It is. So
he's
you got.
flashed because he got a trim. Shut up.
You lot have said some of this already. So you got stay in nightclubs until 3 a.m.
Yeah,
It was reported
so
front
what?
page.
As kids do.
Well, not as kids
but
do.
it's
Jack
as
Wilshere
anyone
done it.
does. No, as anyone does.
Jack Wilshere's on
it's a
holiday
nightclub.
smoking a cigar.
It's
Yeah,
a
no, but
nightclub.
what I'm saying, we got to take into account the boy's age.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you're gonna do. You're gonna
Well,
go.
okay,
I
cool.
was out the other day till 4 a.m.
Yeah. You're a grown man.
I'm a
Okay.
grown man.
You should know better.
You got.
This one done too.
You got fly with EasyJet.
Yeah, and?
Yeah, how dare you?
How dare you be so responsible?
Innit? But they don't want to chuck all that out when they're talking about being a good role model. A man who's actually being conservative with
Yeah.
millions of pounds.
Okay. You got.
Somehow find a negative to swing on a man going on.
Do you know what it is? 1 minute you're saying he earns too much money to eat and buy stuff in a shop.
Yeah.
Next minute you're saying no. 1 minute you're saying he's too flash and he's doing all this. Next minute you're saying
He earns X
he
amount.
earns
Why
too
is he
much.
only...
Why is he on this? Well, hold on a minute. Why shouldn't he be on that? He has a choice because he's got money. He can choose whether he wants to go EasyJet. He can choose. Do you know what?
Bruh,
what I
listen,
want Raheem Sterling
why
to
do
do?
people care?
Let me tell you what I want Raheem Sterling to do. Let me tell you what I want Raheem Sterling to do. Yeah. So he gives the paper something to really write about. I want him to go out and buy a Ford Escort, one from like 2001. I want him to drive it to training, or I want him to do what N'Golo Kante did, because N'Golo Kante drives a Mini Cooper. Right? Who gets on N'Golo Kante about his Mini? No one. But apart from his teammates.
No. People mention it, but it's more like.
It's more he's humble.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
come
humble.
on.
Imagine
the
that.
nonsensical
Which
nature
no,
of
he
the
is,
media.
but I'm not taking away like from that. But Raheem
I
Sterling
just love
gets
idiots.
a
Do
negative
you know what I'm
spin.
thinking? I would love the idiots who read that and think that is actually like good reporting.
And then, hold on.
There's more in it.
Proposes to his girlfriend. Remember how they described that? Proposed to his long-suffering girlfriend.
Suffering.
Yeah, why is she
Imagine
suffering?
that.
Why is she suffering? Oh, it's Colleen suffering because of Wayne Rooney.
Oh, this is it.
not.
It's Colleen suffering.
This is it.
Is
Stephen Gerrard's missus suffering? Not Stephen Gerrard.
John
John
Terry's.
Terry's. Yeah, John
Is she
Terry's.
suffering? Because she suffered. Because he banged his team. He banged his teammates' missus.
Ryan Giggs.
It's Ryan. Listen, well, Ryan Giggs' thing's mad because he was doing a madness. But
Sorry.
this thing's different.
So he popped out to eat breakfast. That made headlines.
Yeah, because no one's allowed to do that.
Shopping Poundland.
Yeah.
He ate something from Greg's, despite his 180,000.
That might have been the healthiest thing on the menu.
salary.
He's a footballer.
He's got to get a
and
12K Sausage roll.
And then England got knocked out of last thing, and then one of the first thing he does is shows off.
Something
like
that
a
he
week
bought
later.
for his mum.
Yeah.
I know. How dare he?
Yeah.
Treat his mum, who brought him into the world.
How dare he breathe and live?
Who brought him into the world, but he can't buy her something.
Maybe
Do you know what I'm gonna
maybe
do?
he should show off a
Do me
dirty
a
thing
favour,
next
yeah?
time. Say, Mum, take that.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Yeah? Do me a favour. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find these articles. I'm gonna find the person who wrote it, and I'm gonna write them an email. And I bet there'll be different people. And I'm just gonna ask why they thought that was newsworthy.
No, the thing is, now people have been asking those questions.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
Why is that newsworthy?
But I don't know. I know, Spence. Your views. Gosh,
No.
No, go on, listen. Talk
It's
it.
just like I look at it and I think it just comes down to he's young, he's talented, he's black, he's got lots of money. People look on him and kind of maybe they feel he should be acting a certain way and they don't like the way he carries on. Maybe I don't know why they don't like the way he carries on, but they just kind of for some reason they've targeted him. The whole thing with the gun, like don't get me wrong. When people say,
have you seen him act in?
No, I'm saying I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think from their perspective.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand why he has been targeted.
I reckon I know why actually.
Because to the point, where you got to remember, look at through the history when people were saying, he shouldn't go to the World Cup because he's got a picture of a gun. Number one, you see that gun tattoo? Did you see it? Yeah. Because he's wearing short socks, training. Yeah. When he goes and plays in the World Cup, his socks are long. You ain't gonna see it. That's number one.
Yeah.
We're talking about it's glorifying gun crime. Good point that you said. It's just a picture of a gun. Me as a child, I don't know about you lot. We played shoot 'em up games.
Yeah.
Which glorify gun violence
yeah.
more than that does. Do you remember Robbie Keane's celebration?
Yeah.
Chaka chaka chaka.
Yeah.
Do you remember Cavani?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Do you see kids running around with fucking Nerf guns and super soakers?
It's true.
So don't come and say, he's glorifying that, but then you're gonna be a hypocrite and do that on the flip side and talk about he should be taken out of the World Cup squad. Because I saw John Terry be racist to a black man on TV
in front of millions,
and then get his own brother taken out the squad because they felt he couldn't play together, to the point where he's retired and they're calling for him to come back, for him to come back and play. When
what, now?
No, not now. After, when
yeah.
he had retired, they were talking, Terry to come out of retirement. That's a man who was racist. Tony Adams, as much as I love
him,
him,
gave him back the captaincy.
Imagine Tony Adams, who's a man that I love, but Tony Adams got nicked for drink driving. Went in prison for a bit. Come out, 96 euros. He was the England captain. Captain of the nation. It wasn't a problem of role models then, but all of a sudden, Raheem Sterling's at this point now where he's a role model. On top of that, you see the whole role model thing. I think there's a lot of grey areas there because you see as footballers, it's like as you're a rapper or you're whatever. You've got a talent and you're trying to do this for yourself. You don't ask. I understand that it comes with the territory, but you haven't asked for millions of people to follow you in such a way. And on top of that, as a child, I looked up to so many football players. I looked up to Ashley Cole. I had Ashley Cole videotapes and posters and this, that, the other. Now off the pitch, a couple times he was doing crazy things, cheating on what was that girl?
Cheryl.
On Cheryl. I've never gone and cheated on my missus. You got to give the individuals who are looking. We look at things and we take from them what we want to kind of aspire to.
What I'd like to know,
don't make up their minds for them as to what.
We don't. It doesn't work like that.
Sorry, let me interject if I can quickly. Yeah. What I'd like to know is who do they believe he's a role model to?
Well, this is it again.
And of, because I'll be honest, I don't. As much as I know kids that play football, now, I'll be honest, they're not watching Raheem Sterling. Then they're not saying, I want to be like him.
I work with kids, and do you know the three ones that only ever come up?
Go on.
Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar. Those are the three.
Yeah.
Those are the three. And then sometimes, does anyone sometimes talking about midfielders and stuff, and I'll be like, who knows Iniesta? And one might kind of put their hand up. People don't really, like children like that. They don't know football like that, like as deep as that. But like on the thing with the whole like the role model thing, but this is what I'm saying. He's come into a position now where he hasn't asked for that. Yeah. So at the same time, on the flip side, you have to be a bit
compassionate.
You got to be a bit compassionate as well, because like the same way you might say, okay, there are going to be people who look up to him, but it's just like any old Tom, Dick and Harry on the road. I got kids; they look up to me as well.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily ask, or kids in my estate, I didn't ask for them to look up to me, but they just look up to me. Does that mean that I then can't, I don't know, do something? Like if I do something, does that necessarily mean they're going to go and follow me?
Yeah. No.
Sometimes I sit outside the front bit, all the kids are playing and I've got a bud.
Yeah.
and I'm drinking a bud, is that me necessarily? People might listen to this and say, "Oh, that's bad, that's bad." But is that me necessarily promoting drinking and saying, "Oh,
You're literally,
you should drink"?
You're saying you can't really scrutinize people for just living their life.
You've got.
Basically.
I
You've
feel
got to apply
like
some sort of.
I think people like you have to give the public a bit of like understand that they're not silly and people are not sheep to the point that they're just going to follow anything. And on top of that, as you said, it's just a picture of a gun.
It's just a picture, and it's a gun facing down.
And on top of that,
if that makes you think I'm going to go and kill someone, then that's
something
crazy.
Wrong with you.
Because you've gone on and played Call of Duty.
What I'm saying is,
which you're physically
I reckon I know what's going on. The person or the people writing about it must be Liverpool fans. They must be. They've got to be Liverpool fans. They have to be Liverpool fans. They have to be.
It's not normal.
Because in a cold light of day, it makes no sense.
I think it's a deep rooted, like, you know, that subconscious like racism inside of you, that you see it and you've got a problem with it. Do you get what I'm saying? How dare he do this? How dare he? You know, when you just have to find something wrong.
You just got to find something wrong
in your mind. You just don't like it. You ain't really got a reason, so you just don't like it. And then what were we saying the other week about the media put stuff out there, and then let's say all of us didn't believe any of this, and we were like fickle like that. Yeah. All it takes is for one person to go and write a story, and then that one person can influence all of us. Obviously, it wouldn't influence us. Do you get what I'm saying?
Do you remember as well? Yeah. Do you remember John Terry's mum got nicked for shoplifting?
For shoplifting, yeah.
God forbid that was Sterling's mum or a black player's mum. Can you imagine the way that look, family of this, that, the other? You know that's how it's going to be portrayed.
Well, look at even how the Ainsley thing was
who?
Ainsley, what's his name? Arsenal player.
The kid.
Yeah, Ainsley. What's his name?
The one with his mum and stuff.
Yeah. Maitland-Niles.
Maitland-Niles. Yeah. Because even the way that was reported was a bit like. Even when I was reading, I was thinking, this is a little.
You know what?
It's a little bit horrible, man.
Funny enough, one of my boys, shout out Lloyd.
Imagine that.
One of my boys, he was talking about how it's mad that Sterling gets such treatment, and then he brought up David Beckham when he met the Prince of Wales.
I was just gonna say that.
Can you not remember what he was wearing?
No.
A do-rag. To meet the Prince was? Yeah, Bex was wearing a do-rag.
No, but it's trendy when Bex does it.
No, this is what I'm trying to say. And
remember when he got cane rolls?
And we were saying,
because man was rocking that from early 90s, you know. Imagine, but it wasn't good though.
No.
Yeah, no. Imagine if Sterling was to go meet like Prince of Wales in do-rag.
Of course, it's white privilege.
Do you know what it is though? Do you know what really gets me? Because taken away from the white thing, white or black or whatever it is, it might be racial, it might not be racial. The person who wrote it will say it ain't racial. Someone else will say it is, whatever. The reality of it is that news? That is my thing. Is it
why
news?
do you care?
I don't care the colour. Is it news or is it not news? As far as I'm concerned, a man who goes and shops in Poundland isn't news for me. And neither is that entertainment. Because that can't be the reason why that newspaper is selling. So why in the world is it there?
Do you know what else?
When there's real stuff going on in this
why
world,
in the world? Even if it's a tabloid. Why? Show me a picture of naked girls if you have to. Because that's what tabloids do. Why is that story there?
My thing as well, is that even if you want to report that, imagine you're a big old tabloid, but it doesn't make page 40-something, 30-something. It makes front page. Imagine your whole organisation, because what goes on your front page is a big conversation. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I said. How does it even get to publishing? You see half these articles. You know, if someone's come to me, Raheem's eating breakfast.
Yeah.
I'll be like, bruv, you're sacked. Is this the best you can do?
Yeah. What?
That's crazy, you know? Nah, shit, we better get this out now.
Yeah.
You've spotted him eating breakfast. Okay, what's the story?
What did he do?
What's the story?
Was he selling drugs or something?
Did he do a Justin Bieber? Did he punch the cameraman? Or what did he do?
Got too much bacon.
Yeah.
He got too much pork on his plate.
Wankers. Absolute complete and utter tossers. These sometimes I might get in trouble one day for saying that, because I don't know if I ever become a household name. Which, watch your space.
Yeah, you will.
But but you understand what I'm saying. There's gonna be someone who's gonna try to smear me for what reason? And the reality of the situation, even if you look at Bex, it's funny that you mentioned Beckham, because even at his time, people were trying to smear him. Now, like Floyd Mayweather always says, they always revere you when you're gone. Yeah. Now they can't write a bad article about Beckham. But at the time when he had that issue with Rebecca Luz, and he cheated on Posh and this, that, and Beckham was like the most hated man in the country. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it was news for them to do it. But Raheem Sterling is such a small, I don't want to say insignificant character, but in terms of his life isn't that interesting.
But when you check it, like you see, like Bex is that big and whatever.
But that's what I'm saying.
And he's cheated.
His
like,
life is not.
he's
Raheem
done something.
Sterling's life is not that
He's
interesting.
actually no, but he's actually done something.
what I'm trying to say.
Who's the other man? Like John Terry done several things. Rooney done several things.
And what's mad is that back then, you see how you said if you ask kids who you want to be like or who you look up to, it's Ronaldo and Messi. Back then, kids were saying, "I look up to Bex."
Yeah, Beckham.
Do you get what I'm saying? And then
he was doing a madness.
He's just done a madness.
Look, let's just take like 3 articles. Like for instance, like that Rooney's had. He's cheated on Colleen. I don't know how many times. So in itself, there's probably like 5 different articles.
He's done the granny thing.
He's done the grannies.
He's cheated on Colleen.
What granny thing?
Yeah.
Rooney, old prostitutes.
Yeah,
I remember that was time ago.
Come on.
Yeah.
And then also,
but don't forget
Rooney
as
is
well.
a rugged.
But don't.
this is what I'm saying.
And then there was the boxing.
Yeah,
one.
with him and Phil Barsley.
But they let
when he knocked him when he got knocked out. And then there was another thing when he was drink driving. Don't forget.
What about when he's smoking fags behind the thing?
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. But it's on the paper one day, and they're quick to forget about it.
Jack Wilshere, a couple years ago, I remember, he was in Miami or wherever he was, smoking cigars.
Yeah. I see that in the pool.
And he was golden boy at a point.
To be honest, I'm not
What is Raheem Sterling?
No, but this is what I'm saying. Look,
no one's got a problem.
No,
what I'm saying is that the way it's
No,
reported.
but-
For me, that's worse. A man goes to Greg's and buys a sandwich.
Look, it's much worse.
The thing
Okay.
no.
If you smoke, you smoke.
Well, no. Think about the role model aspect.
Think
about the role model aspect
is
of it.
because you're actually influencing.
Exactly. Think about the role model.
Influencing people.
If Raheem Sterling, for all they know, he might have a deal with Greg's. I don't know. He's making money off that. I don't know. He might even have a sandwich that comes out. The Sterling. Hey, listen. I told you I'm a businessman.
We're gonna talk.
Greg's, if you need, let's have that conversation. I can
get
Raheem. I can get Raheem. We can make the sales blow up. We'll make a nice sandwich for the World Cup. We'll call it the Sterling. Yeah. But all I'm saying is that Wilshere was out there doing mad cigars, bruv. And I'm thinking, Arsene Wenger. When I remember they asked Arsene Wenger about it, and he said Arsene Wenger said, look, he's young, but we need to help him
in house as well.
In house, we need to help him, but we'll do it our way.
If that
But
was
these are all things which, you know what I mean, these are all bad things that you would report anyway.
Yeah.
Man's gone to
Yeah, you don't
Greg's.
see footballers smoking.
No, but he's gone to Greg's. He's
his
jumped
car
on a
ain't washed.
plane.
His car ain't washed.
Like how? I don't understand. And then the fact that you're talking about he shouldn't go to the World Cup. This is what I'm saying. John Terry, called a man. He called a man a black blah blah blah.
Outside of that,
and it wasn't cool with him not going.
Outside of that, John Terry, the
human.
John Terry,
breaking news.
the actual epitome of the English game at the point at that time, the beacon of light, right? Cheated on his wife with his mates, who happens to his teammates' wife. So John Terry,
His best man,
has done
Imagine
that to somebody that close to him, and that was reported, and John Terry got stick. But all of a sudden, should he be England's number 1? No, because it's not right that he has that image. I think within 6 months later, they were saying they need him to be captain again. Makes me absolutely
But
sick.
there was never a time where he did not play, or they were calling
by the way,
into him not
don't
to
forget
play.
Also John Terry when he was gambling, he was walking around with 100 grand in a clear plastic bag. I remember this article like it was yesterday because he was going to the bookies. Again, not being funny, he's living his life, and I've got nothing against people that gamble, but just do it responsibly. But
is that not promoting?
But that's what I'm saying.
But
He's doing something,
and
he's doing something that's leading to a social issue.
Yeah.
It leads to a social economic problem. Because now, guess what? We've got reform in the government where they're saying that you can only have a certain amount of spend on gambling and slot machines and all this other stuff. Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, well, one can take you down an alleyway of destruction if you look at it from that point of view, and the other one is I went to Greg's to buy a sandwich. To eat.
But this is what I'm saying. Even with the John Terry one, it comes down to choice. Someone might look at it and you just saw it. It's just a bag of money. Yeah. Is that going to mean I need to go and gamble?
No,
it comes down to the individual.
It's ridiculous.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely ridiculous. And you know what, Piers Morgan, you should know better. And I'm going to tweet you. You should know better.
Don't even bother.
No. He should know better than that. And I understand why he's done it because obviously he's had this big issue with America. But listen, there is no way you can say that this glorifies anything. And he said, and he's the one who said, you'll see it. No one ain't seeing it.
He said billions of people are going to see it.
Man.
This is what I'm saying. You're not even going to see it.
Alan Sugar, listen, I don't like Tottenham, but Sugar, get on him. Get on Piers.
You know what? I rate
Piers.
I rate Lineker.
I see that. Yeah,
no, Lineker's just like,
why are we killing our own?
Why are we killing England's best player along with Kane, which is true. Why are we killing him and not lifting him up like other countries?
Do you know why? Lineker gets it.
No. Yeah.
That's
what?
why
No.
Lineker genuinely gets it. Even if you
Lineker's
watch,
he's a balanced individual,
and he's a very balanced, but he's also a very intelligent guy. When you watch him, even a match of the day and you watch some of the things that he says, and you can tell when he's not happy with something. Lineker puts his view across in a way where he's a little bit condescending, you know. Like when he says certain things, he'll say stuff like, like when he's asking a question, he'll be like, "Do you think he needed to do that? Do you think he needed to do this?" And then someone will answer, and he'll go, "Well, hopefully next time anyway, we won't be talking about this." And then he moves on to something else. He's when you catch him, he's got these little cues.
He's one of them ones as well that you know, like back in the day, like or even now, if someone asks you a stupid question, what do they get?
Stupid answer.
He's one of them as well. Like, if you say something stupid to him, he'll come back and be like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah," and give it back. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's one that, and that's what I like. He, like you said, he gets it. He doesn't try to enrage people. He doesn't try to divide opinions. Whereas Piers Morgan, I just couldn't, because he did it the other week with Giggs. Like, did you not see all of that?
No. Giggs is the rapper Giggs.
Yeah.
Right.
He did like basically. I think he's come out and said, I think something like, all guys and like who look like thugs should be stopped and searched. Like,
let's go on this morning.
Wait.
No, I've got something to say about
it. This whole tracksuit thing and blah blah blah.
Tracksuit.
And Giggs has gone, like, hold on, like, are you like a muppet for better words? Like, so if my son's going to shop, he's wearing a tracksuit, he deserves to be. He looking like a gangster, blah blah blah. And then Piers Morgan's like, are you or are you not? He uses little stats, but stats which go in his favour.
Of course.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? And to make it look like it's right. And Giggs, he goes, Giggs, let's come on the show. Come on the show and we'll debate this. Giggs, like, am I a prick? Why would I come on your show?
Giggs, let me come.
And blah, blah, blah.
No, Giggs, let's do it. I'll come with you.
Pointless.
I'll come with you.
I'll tell you why it's pointless, yeah. What's going to happen
it's ridiculous.
if anyone of any blackness goes up there is that he's going to come. It's his show, so he's always going to come and take control. He's always going to come and raise stats and blah, blah, blah. Number one, you've got to be well-versed in what you're saying. Number two, you've got to be extremely calm, because all of a sudden, if someone comes at you with something, this and that, and you're not getting your point across, and you no. Like, no matter what happens, you just look like an angry black man.
Do you know what it is? Piers Morgan is very good. I've seen him be ripped. The only person I've seen him ripped by is probably Jesse the Body Ventura. Have you ever watched his program? When Piers Morgan used to have people on, but it was when he was in the States still. Jesse the Body ripped him. And I remember he shut Piers Morgan up on so many points by doing exactly what you said. He listened to him, and he counteracted Piers' argument by asking Piers a question.
The only one that could probably do it right now.
Can I ask him a question?
Is probably if Akala, him and Akala.
Nah, he wouldn't do it with Akala.
Of course he wouldn't. Of course he wouldn't. Of course he wouldn't. He knows.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, no offense to Giggs, but that's why he's saying, "Oh, come on."
Yeah,
do you know
because he thinks.
Do you know who I'd love to see him on the show with? James O'Brien. I'd love to see him on
James O'Brien.
I'd love to see him on the show.
No, but
don't you see what James O'Brien's never on them sort of shows there?
Yeah.
People ain't silly.
Yeah.
Well, who's that other one? The one who's on LBC as well. Hussein. A lot of people. He divides the Muslim guy. He divides opinion.
Majid Nawaz.
Majid Nawaz. Do you know what? I like him. I actually like him. Do you know why? Because he's speaking from the point of view where he's not. His views aren't clouded.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's just, and all he's doing is presenting an argument.
Mm-hmm.
He's presenting both sides. What people like, and this is why I like Piers Morgan though. But what he does too often is that he tends to stay on one side of the argument, and he just wants to be inflammatory.
Like,
he just doesn't have to be.
He can't be wrong, basically.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He doesn't have to be.
And back to that James O'Brien. James O'Brien will look at two sides of the argument, but then if you come at him and say no, but this and that and blah blah blah, like I recently heard his Akala. Have you not heard that yet? Him and Akala. I need to like. He's saying certain things, but he's saying it trying to understand.
He's trying to gain.
He's trying to understand. And then if Akala's talking about race and something like that, he knows that he doesn't know what that's like. So it's not like, okay, I'll take your word for it, but he's just like, oh really, that's interesting. You know what I mean? He's trying to understand.
Do you know what's interesting, yeah? And this is where that point you made earlier on, Daps, about it might be something like this institutional in people, yeah? What's really interesting is this, and I've seen this, right? If you have how do I put this across properly? Okay, so I can say Floyd Mayweather, and he's got obviously his own issues, right? But if you look at someone like Floyd Mayweather could be fighting a foreigner. A foreigner in America. Let's look at Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather's fighting Manny Pacquiao. Or he's fighting Oscar De La Hoya. Or he's fighting Canelo. Or he's fighting Victor Ortiz. Or he's fighting whoever. Do you know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather, all he's doing is he's speaking confidently about something he knows he believes he is superior at, which he has the right to.
Because he backs it up.
Well, not even just because he backs up. Do you know why? Because he's paid the price. He's been doing this thing since he's 4, 5, 6 years old. I'm not being funny. If anyone can walk into a room and do something since 4, 5, 6 years old, and they're 30, yeah, they've been doing it 20 odd years, they have the right to be called an expert. They have the right to be they have the right to speak and for you to listen to them, because they are very much well versed in their situation than you are. It's like, oh, okay, look at this. It's like I could never have a conversation with somebody who's just come back from military service and been on the front line and have a conversation about what life on the front line is like, regardless of the horrors that they've seen, regardless of the horrors I might never have seen. I could never have that conversation. Do you know why? Because I don't understand what it takes. That person has earned the right to have that conversation, and he's earned the right to tell me, yes, do you know what, we should kill him, or yes, no, we shouldn't kill him. He has the right to that because he's seen the truth, or he's seen something more real than I could ever be able to see it. And that's the same with people like Floyd. And the point I'm trying to make is this: people don't understand the work that goes into being that good. Neither do they understand the work Raheem Sterling's had to do to get himself to where he is. Neither do they understand the levels, and I'm going to use this word, the levels of impoverishment that these people have had to survive to get to the point that they're at. They don't understand the level of dedication it's taken. Shout out Floyd, hard work, dedication. It's taken to get to that. It's taken to that point. But what they will do is that they will quickly go against them. Do you know why? Because they're not like self. And this is what, when Akala talks about, oh, it's like perpetuating this, perpetuating that. Have you noticed he uses that word a lot? Because what he's trying to say is that it might not be in what people intrinsically say, but it always becomes the side that they pick. John Terry's situation is a good example of the thing with the Ferdinands, because the reality of the situation is John Terry was bang out of line. John Terry was wrong. John Terry actually technically committed a crime. He committed a crime, right? However, 99% of people sided with him. Conor McGregor recently, right? UFC. If anyone watches, I'm a sports person.
Oh, batting up the
He's thrown what's called a dolly, which is like a trolley thing, at a bus. He smashed the bus. People have got hurt. Got glass in their eyes. I've still got people saying, well done, Conor. I'm like, first and foremost, I get that it's entertainment, but are you stupid? Mm-hmm. But the only reason they're doing that is because the other man he's trying to throw the finger at is Russian.
Yeah.
It's the only reason. Do you know why? Because it's that issue about you lose the ability to be objective, because what you feel like you're being objective against is self. And the moment you are a white man or a black man and you think, do you know what, in a fight, Carl Froch or who's my man, SOG, Andre Ward. Mm-hmm. I personally wanted Carl Froch to win.
And Andre Ward
at the time.
Did they fight?
At the time, yeah. They did, yeah. Andre Ward won, but at the time, do you know why? Because I didn't like Andre Ward's style of fighting. Until I was able to appreciate what Andre Ward actually did. My brother's a boxing man. He broke it down to me. He said, "Lam, do you know what? You got to appreciate what Andre Ward's like. He's not good to watch. He's not like Pacquiao. He's not like, because I like a Fury fighter. I like a, not Tyson, but I like a man who.
I know what you mean.
I like I like people who give me action because it's a blood sport.
He's like more that Floyd model.
But he's more defensive. He's more slips. And he's more this, that, and the other. So I wanted Carl Froch to win. I was disappointed that Carl Froch didn't win. Do you understand? But I know people that didn't know nothing, that knew boxing, by the way, didn't know Andre Ward, but knew boxing, said, yeah, he's amazing. But the reality is, the instantaneousness of the way that they sided was nothing to do with the ability. Nothing. It was nothing to do with the styles. It was just to do with the fact that he was white and he was black. And that, for me, is the disappointing thing. And that's why when you talk about people like Gary Lineker, it's really interesting, because he says a lot of cues. There's a lot of stuff, if you listen to his interviews, there's a lot of stuff that he says without saying it, and he says it in a way where you think,
But shall I tell you what that is again? Remember a couple of weeks back we spoke about the unconscious bias.
Yeah, it's a massive unconscious bias.
Yeah, so
it's a massive unconscious bias.
Then you meet people like James O'Brien, Gary Lineker, who don't have that.
It's strange why they don't have it.
No, because they're just able, and you know what? I can't even say they're just balanced.
The problem is it's only a minority.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
They even against their own people will look at them and kind of like blackball them. Do you know what I mean?
But do you know why I think it is? But then again, you get someone like Piers Morgan, yeah, that completely contradicts what I'm about to say. But I believe it's a level of education. Bearing in mind, Piers Morgan's obviously private school educated, but it's a level of education. because this is why I say that, because in order for you to be able to choose an argument for what it is, call it and just speak the facts about it without picking a side, it shows how intelligent you are. What people don't understand is that when they argue, an argument, James O'Brien's good, like what you're saying, Daps. He's good at presenting a case and presenting both sides of the case. He doesn't actually pick sides, and that's why we look at him as being so different. Because
no, but you know what it is? Sorry to cut you. He actually picks sides, but you know, like I could come and be like Brexit is bad, and then you can come to me and be like, no, Brexit is good, and I'm probably going to be like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas he will be like, Brexit is bad. You'll be like, Brexit is good, but then he'll be like, tell me why Brexit is good. This is what I'm saying.
He has a view. He has a position. But when I say like in an argument, he doesn't pick a side because he doesn't because what he does is that he'll say Brexit is bad because of this, and this, and the reason why it's bad is because it's going to impact this, or Brexit is good because of this, and this, and the reason why it's good is because it's going to have this benefit for this reason. It's like when Brexit was happening, I was speaking to people. Bear in mind, I'm a financial man, and even in finance, a lot of people are divided on it. My view always was, you look at the facts, you look at the benefits. But what people generally do is that they look at their position. They look at their circumstances. They look at their opinion. They look at their views. They look at people that they know. So these idiots writing about Raheem Sterling, do you know what? They might know people that they've, I suppose, typecasted being like him. Nowhere near like him, because clearly he's in the top 1%, right? But they've typecasted him and gone, well, yeah, he's like this and he must be doing that because of this. And it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
So what's the solution then? Because, like, obviously now what's going to happen is that because of his court win and everyone's just like, no, you shouldn't be doing this to Sterling, it's going to simmer down, innit? It's going to. It's the only way I can see, because before they're writing these reports.
Until the next time, bruv.
Do you know what?
No, you say that, but this is the first time. Like, obviously we know Sterling has been getting it, but this is the first time where there's actually been outrage. Like,
do you know what it is?
People,
shall I tell you what I think will solve the problem? I think this is, and for Sterling in particular,
for to bang the winning goal in the World Cup final.
He's got to be a standout player, and he's got to be someone who pulls the country through something that looked unlikely.
I don't think that's enough
for him to be revered to be a hero. But that's the starting point. The second thing that Sterling's got to do is do what all the Liverpool players have done, where they've got all this affiliations with Nivea, right? You got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain like waxing his chest and a thing, which is all fine. But you know what? If he went into the supermarket and bought Nivea, no one ain't going to talk about it. Do you know why? Because you know what? He's actually affiliated with a brand. What's Raheem Sterling's got to do? He's got to get affiliated with a brand. I was watching something with Shaquille O'Neal, right? Shaquille O'Neal is probably the most marketed basketballer in probably the last 10, 20 years. Very few people know that. The only person who's obviously who was bigger than him, but because of one thing, was probably Michael Jordan. However, Shaq has done deals with fast food chains. He's done deals with gadgets. He's done deals with electronics. He's done stuff with so many different in areas in industry that when you see Shaq rock something, jewelry even, when you see him rock something, oh yeah, it's just Shaq, because he just put his name on it.
Do you know what I think he should do? And it's a big call. I think you just let his football do the talking, but if it continues, just say, you know what, I ain't playing for you no more. No. But I'll tell you why I say that, because
it will get worse. No, I agree. I agree.
No.
It definitely will get worse.
If he says I'm not playing for you guys no more, they'll absolutely batter him, but they'll batter him anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? But they'll realise when he's not there how much they actually need him.
This is true, but do you know what? Why I think that's the reason why I don't think that's the solution is because I don't think he's getting battered by. He's not getting battered. When I say nationally, of course it's a national newspaper, but he's not getting battered nationally for his football. He's getting battered because of little things he's doing as a person.
Listen,
for me,
imagine,
if you start making the honest football fans and the people that want England to do well suffer, you're doing no better than the people victimised.
Man have stopped playing for their country for less. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, imagine the country, like you're wearing their badge. Do you get what I'm saying? You're representing the country, and all you ever get from them is, it's not gratitude. Like the ordinary person that walks past you on the street, okay, cool, you're right, blah, blah, blah. But how many people have access to them like that? Do you get what I'm saying? But when you open up the paper, and these are the papers that influence millions of people. Imagine you open it up and it's not gratitude. I'm not being uplifted. They're absolutely getting me. Do you know what I think he needs to do? You still want me to go on the pitch and do the business.
Do you know what I think he needs to do? I think personally, what Raheem's got to do is I think he's got to be more in front of the camera. I think he's got to become a better personality outside of football than just football. I think if you look at Beckham, they talk about brand Beckham. Beckham made a lot of mistakes, but he also did a lot of things right. And the only reason that I think Beckham was able to survive is because he became a brand outside of the game, and he became a brand that represented something. I think the problem with Raheem Sterling at the moment, and if you look at Ox is in that same category because Ox can, like, when Ox does an interview, he speaks actually really eloquently well. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think Sterling's. I think if Sterling did that, I think the natural thing is the people that run the national team, Gareth Southgate and these people, will start talking about him in a much more positive manner and start saying, do you know what, that's just rubbish. At the moment, the problem you find is that because there's nothing that comes off the back of it, or nothing that attacks it, or that meets it head on, people are just allowed to carry on talking about it.
Do you know what? Like I said in the group, it's too late now, but you know what? Should have just gone Jamaica, bro. Play for Jamaica.
No, I don't think that's a solution. I understand why you say that, but I don't think that's a solution.
Play for the motherland because they're gonna embrace him. They're gonna love him.
Because it isn't everybody. This is what you have to remember.
Do you not think
it's one newspaper, no?
No, it's not.
It's not. It's tabloids.
It's not.
And to be fair, tabloids are nonsense anyway.
Listen, do you not think?
It's one newspaper who then millions of people are then looking at it thinking,
do you think it's only the other? Do you think it's only the people? Has a bad
tournament and everyone wants to kill him.
Hear this.
What percentage? If you look at it from a percentage point of view, then
do you think
what percentage?
Should he have to go and market himself to a point to be accepted?
You shouldn't.
I was just about to say
that. That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't.
However,
wait.
But that's the way to shut up your naysayers.
No, it's not.
Here, in this country, he wouldn't have to do that in Jamaica.
If he goes and plays, if he went and played for, if he went to play for Nigeria, for Jamaica or whatever, no matter what you do, you go there and you're revered. You're not getting scrutinised for going Tesco. You're not getting scrutinised.
I understand your point.
And here there's no way. And also, would you tell Steven Gerrard that he has to go and make himself a brand?
Do you know what?
Why do you have to do these things?
Do you know why?
That's what I'm saying.
I think this is what I'm saying. I think the people around him advise him because don't forget Steven Gerrard again very early. There's a lot of indiscretions.
Everyone gets advice.
No, but I think you have to remember this football thing's a bubble. It's like a big goldfish bowl, and it's a real bubble. And I think what you got to remember is that in order for you to kind of transcend that and to kind of, I suppose, don't forget you're winning hearts and minds because it's sport and it's emotive and it's emotional. In order for you to win hearts and minds, you've got to put yourself out. You've got to be in a space where you're out there. Steven Gerrard done a lot of not so good things in his early part of his career, on the pitch and off the pitch. But in order for that to kind of not impact his life in a way that it could have done any normal player, he needed to rise above it. But David Beckham had to do the same.
Did they ever ask Steven Gerrard to stop playing for England?
David Beckham was not really.
Did they ever ask Steven Gerrard to stop playing for England? Did they ever ask David Beckham to step down from playing for England?
Why they asked Raheem Sterling to step down?
That's cool. Saying he shouldn't go.
What, because of his tattoo?
Yes.
This one moment.
I
don't think. I think that stupid moment is so insignificant. I don't even think anyone will take that serious.
But this is the point. No. This is what I'm saying. To us, it's ridiculous.
I would love someone to tell me
it's ludicrous
that they expect Raheem Sterling.
But I'm telling you, if there was a way they could just do a poll of everyone, I wish we could. I think you'd be very much surprised by just like how many people actually have that level of thinking towards.
Do you know what? I think it just comes down to end of the I know like what you're saying with the brands and that, but end of the day, this boy is just a football player who loves to play football. And that's all he should be doing and be able to do. He shouldn't have to be doing brands, this, that, the other. And like I was saying before, bruv, I'm telling you, if everyone just said, you know what, this country, not play for the country, we're gonna just play for, you know what I mean, my mum's country, my dad's country, my grand's country, or whatever. I'll tell you what, them countries there who you might not think would get to a World Cup, they get into a World Cup. And they might not win it, but I'll tell you what, England ain't winning it, bruv. But they're gonna get there.
Hear this.
Imagine how good African nations is going to be. Because at the end of the day, even I'm Jamaican, but at some point we're going to be able to trace me somewhere back to Africa where I can play African nations.
That's true.
Imagine.
It's a good point.
African nations will be crazy, bro.
Yeah,
and an African team will win the World Cup.
Imagine Iwobi now playing for England.
Do you know what?
He'd get lit up.
I rate him so much.
But then he goes back to Nigeria.
You know what? And the thing is, that's why I got a soft spot for him.
Hear this.
And you see them man like...
It was easier for him to play for England.
Of course it was. What's my man?
I tell you. Lookman.
No, not Lookman. Balassi. Do you know how much I love Balassi? Yeah, and I watched an interview of him talking about it, like choosing Congo over England.
They called Zaha stupid.
And I was like, of course they would.
They called Zaha stupid.
But do you know what? Because they feel like they need him. But you see, like Raheem, like if they need you, same like the Windrush thing. If they need you, yeah, man, you're one of us. You're British. You see, when they don't need you, you're over there. You're in your own box on your own.
When you're over there, and this is the part I was trying to talk about with Iwobi. I've seen it with my eyes. Like, Iwobi, no matter how crap he plays for Arsenal, we will cuss him every week. People in Nigeria, you can't play anything, blah, 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 blah.
No, they love him.
The moment he touches grass
they love
for thingy, you're lifted up. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if Iwobi in World Cup plays sick.
No, he'll do well.
Do you get what I'm saying?
He'll
he
do
probably
well.
won't, but...
No, he will.
He probably won't.
will.
No, but if you've got the backing of a nation as well.
He's got that kind of game. He's got that kind of game. On a world stage, you have to remember, like, football internationals is very different to club. Do you know what I'm saying? Iwobi's going to have a little bit more time, which is what he likes. He's going to... to be fair, Nigeria will do everything they can to get him on the ball. And obviously, I'm looking forward to Saturday. I want to see how England and Nigeria play out.
Shout out Nigeria.
But, yeah, shout out Nigeria.
Right,
but at the same time, I think...
England, Nigeria, who are we going for? Just very
if it's just a results thing, I'm not interested.
It's just a friendly.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not interested
I mean,
in the
we
result.
can chuck them out there. I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. I'm going to go...
I think England win 2-1.
I'm going 3-2 Nigeria.
3-2. You think Nigeria score 3? To be fair, hey, listen, they're looking serious.
Have you seen England's defence as well?
They're looking serious.
Is it England's defence?
Yeah, but it depends how Nigeria set out, man.
It depends which Nigeria want to show up. But I'm
This
telling
what I'm
you,
saying.
it's going to be like a home game. When you hear the in the car.
You know, if man can't get the tickets, man might even just roll to Wembley just to be in the
Yeah,
atmosphere.
but the thing is,
I'm
it's
telling you.
you will get tickets. It's inconceivable in an 80,000 seater stadium you won't get tickets to that game.
No, but the thing is, Nigeria are...
Yeah,
when
no,
it
they
comes to
turn up.
football,
They turn up.
Man, let's just send a few texts now, bro.
They
yeah,
turn up.
no, I remember, because even that game at Craven Cottage.
Craven, yeah, it was rocking.
Rocking. That's... Hey, listen. That should be good, but...
Sorry,
hey,
can I just mention something about the French again?
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
While we on
Do you know what? As much as I love the French players, shout out Pogba, shout out Lima, shout out all the guys going to the World Cup and all that sort of stuff. I went to France, and you know what? I see some big issues in France. You know, issues to the point where the way that French people treat the people that are supposed to help that country tick, it isn't right.
But this is what I'm trying to say.
Right
Like,
at all. It isn't right.
When
That's why I keep saying it. As much as anyone can, as much as I travel and all this other stuff, you see England and this city of London, it's the best city on the planet. Even French people said it.
No, it's not.
I believe it is.
Go to Toronto, you'll.
Oh well, okay. Toronto.
Go to Toronto,
I'm not
you'll thingy.
But it's the
Do you get
best.
me?
For
But that's-
in the best city in Europe. Let's call it.
Oh, in Europe. Okay, cool. 'Cause I'm saying, even if you go to some places in Nigeria, listen, you're living life. But anyway, we spent literally this is like the Sterling one, but I think it was a good.
No, it's relevant.
Good one.
It's relevant.
I feel like it was a good one.
I swear you need to get on some next platform, bro. The way you talk and that.
Bro, you know them ones.
It was proper
I'm
good,
like this, just looking.
No,
like,
hey.
Like, no, you do
No, I
your
was
bit,
passionate
bro.
about this one because I've read. Do you know what it is? I don't really take a lot of interest in like idiotic little idiotic articles like that. But do you know what? I looked at it when was it Michael? Shout out Michael. And to be fair, Daps, you lot have been saying it for a long time. So big you lot up as well. But I looked at it and I actually took time to read it and I thought, I thought this can't be true. It just can't be true. And then I saw this, the volume of stuff. A man's going about his daily life. He could go play golf. Raheem Sterling's playing golf. He can go to the supermarket with his little daughter. He might take her to the park on the swings.
Yeah.
And it will be...
He done the swings and not the slide or something.
What?
It's stupid.
Nah, do you know what? I'm actually going to find the editor and I'm going to write him a letter.
do you know?
I'm going to write him a letter. I'm going to put on a counter-attack Twitter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to write him a letter.
Do it.
And
On that,
everything.
Guys are knob.
what really
Don't know you, but you're a knob.
What really
Prick
gets
for
to me
letting
anyway,
that get through.
Remember the other day we were talking about how they were describing everyone's wife or everyone's girls. You know, from the basic level as a human being, like I'm not gonna even if I didn't know you, and I see your missus, I'm not gonna report on your missus and say
Suffering.
yeah, like
Do you know how crazy
everyone
it
got
is?
decent thingy. It's disrespect because there's no need for
The
it.
thing is, you don't know nothing about her to say suffering. It's the same. Like, you see, like where I said, like John Terry's mum stole something.
Yeah.
No, I think I even took a picture of it. Like this is what I'm saying, yeah, about the way media can twist things as well, bruv. Look. So the headline was John Terry's mum arrested for shoplifting, but above it, England's skipper mortified. Now, had that been a black player's mum,
Yeah.
is that player going to be seen as mortified, or is it just going to be mum has stole this?
Yeah.
Or even try and find something on their uncle or something who done something back in 72 or something.
40 Rebels mum. Blah,
Come
blah,
on,
blah.
bruv. Like, nah.
It's disgusting.
Nah, this is what I'm
It's
saying.
disgusting.
And the problem is, yeah, is the majority of people, yeah, aren't like me and you who can look and kind of say, what sort of nonsense is this? Or you see, like I looked at that and I thought, hold on, how can you how can you what's that word I'm looking for? How can you publish it as this?
Yeah.
But clearly you wouldn't do that for something else.
Yeah.
But other people, who are lazy, because at the end of the day, to news and all that stuff, people are lazy with it, so they'll just pick up the shit paper and go.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's true.
You see that article, yeah? I didn't even read the word mortified. I just thought to myself, there is something fundamentally not right about the way that family set up. Do you know why? Because they had so many indiscretions. And I thought to myself, how does a family... Everyone's family's got some crazy people. Everyone's family's got some things that you don't really want to talk about and all that sort of stuff, which is fine. Do you know why? Because it's family and people are different. However, but there's something fundamentally not right. And I don't know John Terry. I don't know from Adam. And, I wish him nothing but the absolute best. I wish his mum and his family nothing but the absolute best. But, because I don't wish no hate on anyone or anything for that. But what I don't understand is how can so many things come out of one family? Like how? Why does your mum, why is she in the shop stealing? Bearing in mind, I'm sure you take good care of her. Why?
And why does your dad sell drugs? His
Why?
dad's got caught selling drugs.
Why?
Imagine imagine the same person. Imagine, let's say, Raheem's mum got caught shoplifting.
Oh, by the way,
and his dad
and his brother
was selling drugs.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I was about to say about committing suicide.
His brother, again. Clearly, there's fidelity issues in that family, but his brother
with his teammates
cheated with his teammate's partner, and the guy ended up committing suicide.
Yeah, the goalkeeper.
What is come on, are you guys so lawless?
But then the thing is, that probably, I think that was just
that one didn't really
through hearsay. If you know what I mean.
No. It was like
small print
because it was like lower leagues, but it didn't hit like front pages and stuff. But the thing, what I'm trying to say is,
I'll tell you why that's rubbish as well. Sorry,
go on.
Because that's now a Ranger. He's lower leagues. If that's now a Ranger doing that,
but what's now Ranger?
Now story's different.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, but his story's different. No.
The point I'm trying to make here is that it's lower league, so you can say that's why it's not front page. But now Ranger's not front page anymore. But if he does something in the paper,
what a player he is, bro.
If he does something,
really
proper player,
wicked held up player. And
if he does something, it gets reported and blown up.
What style hair does he have?
Yeah,
and it's not Bex that's doing it. When Bex does it, it's trendy.
Yeah.
If my guy, you know what I mean, Tyrone from my block comes out with hair like that, I don't know. But Bex does it and it's wicked. People ain't been rocking that from when we was in primary.
Shout out now Ranger.
Have you not noticed? And this, I want to end on this point before, because obviously I went to the French room. I can't even bother to even talk about it. But the French have got to do something about what's going on in that country anyway. It's a beautiful country, beautiful architecture. But you see that the mannerisms of some of the people,
they're rude.
It's frightening.
I told you it's classism.
But it's frightening how it's like that. And I had to say to someone, look, I'm not French.
There's literally a divide.
Yeah,
it's
listen,
rich and poor.
It's huge as well.
Yeah.
I actually said to someone, I don't know what you guys are used to here, but
where was you?
I was in Paris.
No.
I was in Paris.
Where? Oh, okay. No.
I was in Paris.
Paris.
Opposite the Tour Eiffel, the tower, the Eiffel Tower, right? And I was in what looked like a nice little, well sort of, nice looking. No. I stayed about 10 minutes from the Eiffel Tower, 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
Right, so I wasn't even too far, but I went down the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Oh, that looks so good.
Beautiful. I went to the Arc de Triomphe. Beautiful. And you know what? You see, it's on a little island. Yeah, the Arc de Triomphe's on a little island, like by itself, and it's got cars all going around it. I don't know how those cars don't crash because there's no lanes, but they're zigging in and out. It's mad. But you see, when you're actually on that little Arc de Triomphe bit, it's like nothing. It's like time stands still. It's weird. It's very eerie, but it's like an iconic thing, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And when you see it as well up the Champs-Élysées and you see the Arc de Triomphe, you see the cars going in a direction, it looks special. So I can imagine when France won the World Cup and that was lit up, that must have just been unreal, right? But I was in this not even little cafe thing, but it obviously got loads of little things outside. And I just couldn't understand how you're in a service industry, your business is people. Your business is people and their wallets and their money, their dollars, their francs, their euros, their pounds, whatever. How do you not make service the top priority? How?
I think.
But then I realised what it was.
It's very different
because my partner,
on who's going in.
My partner, my missus, shout out my babes. She said, yeah, and I'll shout her out again. Shout out my babes.
Every time.
She said every time. I know that for years ago. She said, do you think it's because we're the darkest people in.
Come shake my hand. I was waiting for it.
And my partner's not even dark, and she's look like light and lime. I'm a darker
I bet the other couple sitting over there compared to them, you look
hear me out.
It depends on who's going there.
This is true. There was a Chinese couple behind us, or they look Chinese. They might not have been Chinese. They looked like they were from the Orient. So anyone who's Chinese took offence to that, I apologise. They looked like they was from the Orient, but they were clearly Oriental. But maybe they spoke French. I heard them speaking English also, whatever. Right? They seemed to be fairly happy. Now, they heard me talking to the waiter and his manager, and I could see that they were almost in agreement, because I'm sure they were treated slightly different also. But the thing that's wrong with France here is that they judge purely on appearance. And bearing in mind, I'll be honest, I don't dress bad, and neither does my girlfriend. Neither does my girlfriend. None of us dress bad. And when I say bad, I mean I don't dress like I don't deserve to be there.
I mean, you're in your pajamas now. Imagine what your proper clothes look like.
But like I said, I don't dress like I don't deserve to be there. I dressed accordingly. I'm presentable enough to the point where if I want to go to a cafe in my shorts, I can. But I weren't in my shorts.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I was actually dressed alright. So I was stunned. And for me, I'll be honest, until France sort this issue out, they have this idea, and to be fair, there are a lot of people from the African continent who are selling trinkets and that. It's the same in Spain, and they have this idea that that's what, I swear, this is what they think. They have this idea that's what black people is, and that's why I keep saying to people, the social economic structure in that country is still so far behind anything I've seen anywhere in England. And I've been to some places in England where, I'll be honest, I don't see dark skin a lot, and I've been to some, but you know what? Everyone's still fairly all right. Maybe I haven't been to some really deep places, but everyone's just kind of getting on with what they're doing. But the French, and it happened in more than one place where we kind of felt like
I told you, it's literally that's just what they're known for. Like,
it's horrible.
It's
horrible.
Divide,
it's disgusting.
And poor.
And I want anyone French to come and have a chat with me about it, because you know what? I'm mortified.
Cool.
Mortified. Absolutely disgraced.
Shocking.
There's not. It got me to a point where we left and I weren't seething with fury, but I just saying to him, I said, you know what? I don't understand why people accept that. And I said to the guy, listen, monsieur, I'm not French. So you don't treat me like a Frenchman. Don't treat me like a Frenchman. If that's what you treat French people like, do not treat me like that. Do you know why? Because where I'm from, things don't run like that.
Yeah.
And then he made his face. And then I walked. I ain't gonna tell you what I did, but anyway, I kind of followed him into the film. I said, what are you making faces for? His manager came in, monsieur, I'm very sorry. I said, listen, you need to come over and have a chat with me now, because this guy's serving me, number one, he's serving me food that you wouldn't eat, and he's serving me food that he wouldn't eat, which is a disgrace in itself, right? And I said, the fact that guess what I bought? Something simple. I bought crepes, which is like a pancake. Yeah, and I bought it with like a bit of banana and Nutella. It's meant to be warm, yeah? It gave it to me cold. To be fair, I was ready to eat it. I was starving, yeah? I bit it. I gave my girl the first bite.
And then she
went, nah, I ain't having it. I said, nah, babe, let me just eat it. So I was hungry. She goes, nah, you got to send it back. Told the guy makes faces. Walks off. I said to his manager, I said, what the fuck is his problem? Manager goes, like, what? What's going on? I had to put him over them. And do you know what? I'm going to go back. And when I'm going to go back, I'm going to blog about it. I'm going to vlog about it. So I'm going to say to him, you treat people like this. I'm going to take the name of the place. No,
that's right. No.
On social media.
Right, bro.
It's shocking.
It's what you got to do, because you've said what you
shocking.
say.
It's a disgrace.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I had to go on about that.
No, listen.
That was on my heart, man.
You've been away. Like, you're allowed.
Hey, listen.
I'm
back in the
very
game.
quickly, before we wrap up, I had spare things that people kept messaging about to talk, but I'm just picking.
There was something in particular that someone mentioned. Was it the Sterling thing?
There was that. There was a couple of other things. Let me just quickly pick one at random.
Yeah, pick one, because there's one I wanted to kind of jump.
Okay, so should we go? Why aren't we making more of a deal? Okay. Why aren't we making more of a deal of Madrid's three-peat? Who will take Bale? I think,
Are we starting with the three-peat, or are we gonna go Bale?
No, I think we should be making a big deal out of that.
Yeah, it's not been done.
I think it's
three Champions
Madrid,
Leagues
three Champions Leagues in a row.
Oh, what do you call it? 3P?
Yeah, 3P.
It's like an American thing.
Yeah.
Why do you say triple?
I don't know.
Triple H.
Oh,
That's just what it said.
Right, okay.
Did you know that?
Yeah. I remember I lived in America.
So you know it's Hunter Her Somsey?
Oh, Triple H.
Oh, Triple H.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a wrestling. I still watch wrestling.
Goon, you know.
No, I stopped watching wrestling about.
You're not a real
goon. I'm a goon.
Like 10 years ago.
But it's got to be. it's got to be up there with, you know what I mean? Whatever you hold as some of the greatest.
Yeah, but do you know why? Do you know why I don't think there's enough noise about it? Because of the manner in which it happened. I think everyone watched that game and they watched that. They saw the Salah incident and they saw Karius. With all due respect to him, I'll be honest. No, it's true. No, it's true. It's reality. You don't. Do you know what happened? Madrid didn't win. Liverpool threw it away. Liverpool lost. Karius lost the game for him.
No. But I'm not. But even before that, yeah, like Liverpool. Okay, Liverpool were in the game, but were they really like
Liverpool? You can't say. Obviously, you can't say, if Salah stayed on. Up until that point, they were the better team.
But even when Karius made the mistakes, Madrid were on top.
No, but it was more. The game was kind of. For me watching it, it was kind of how I thought it'd be. At some point, Madrid were going to have more of the play.
What I'm trying to say.
Liverpool would hit them on the counter.
Okay.
But Madrid's better, or their best chances, bar the one where Isco hit the crossbar, all the other chances come because it was 2-1, 3-1 after the mistakes, where you're starting to chase the game. Do you see what I'm saying?
This is what I'm trying to say. Karius didn't throw the... Okay, obviously his mistakes
he literally did.
Yeah, obviously his mistakes are big ones, but I still felt watching the game that Madrid were going to win that. I didn't.
No, they were always favourites.
I think what I'm.
They were favourites. That's what. At one, when it went 1-1, in my head I was confident. I thought I still think Liverpool will find a way.
I think what I'm trying to get at is the fact that at no point was I watching it thinking I knew Liverpool were always a threat, but I wasn't watching it thinking Liverpool are going to nick this. Like I don't know.
I get what you mean. Neither was I. But at the same time, I think you've got to, when you look at that game,
especially after the sub.
It was thrown. No, but you look at it and you think, okay, you didn't think Liverpool were going to win, but do you think Madrid earned it?
They definitely didn't earn it, but
and it weren't a great final because of that.
You know, basically after Salah's gone off, like I still felt Madrid had gears, whereas
Liverpool had probably 2 or 3 gears to go.
Whereas Liverpool, and to come back to what you said, if you think Coutinho would have made a difference, Liverpool, they looked like they needed something that they just didn't have.
I think as well, you got to remember, like when Salah did come off, he scored 40 odd goals.
Yeah,
so the manner in which
so it's they're deflated as
There's
much
a lot
as
of stuff
anyone.
has overshadowed that game.
Do you know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, like they've won it 3 times in a row, but everything's still quite fresh. So it's not only that it's Salah, it's the way that Salah is as a person and a human.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the way he conducts himself and he's like devout about his faith and stuff like that. That's why everyone wanted him specifically to do well. And when he comes off the way he that's why it's still fresh. But you go next year, 2-3 years and that, when it's kind of forgotten about.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't knock it. 3 in a row. And considering when you look across them, the whole Champions League,
for me,
they haven't really been great.
They
just got to know how.
I'll be honest, and I think that's a part of it, because they've not really lit the tournament up. Like the one when they beat Juve last season, for me they was probably the best team, because you watched them and they were just unreal.
Bayern over the 2 games, Bayern were the better team.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Juve, like the first game, like they were sick, but then Juve, like if it wasn't for the penalty, they go out. Do you know what I mean? So they were very up and down. Spurs beat them.
But this is why I'm thinking people are looking at it and they're not there isn't. All right.
I know.
If Man City had won it,
it
would be in the headlines, regardless how they won. Do you know what? Because of just what they've done throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of the way Madrid has played the season, and there's a lot of noise, and obviously Ronaldo's saying what he said, and Bale saying what he said, and this sort of disdain for Zizou in the league, it's all a little bit messy this year for them.
I know what you're saying.
They've pulled it out the bag, but it's all a bit messy. And to be honest,
I hear that.
The only people who's going to be happy with that is the players and the Madrid
fans. There was a comment that the commentator made, like, you know, in the aftermath where they're celebrating, they run around the pitch and whatever, and the commentator just said, Liverpool Madrid just have the know-how when it comes to this tournament. They just know how to win the tournament.
Literally,
and that's sometimes you ain't got to be the best.
It takes.
It's crazy because they literally went through the tournament not being great, which is quite crazy as well.
They were pretty poor in some moments as well.
Like majority of the knockout games.
Look at the games against the games against Tottenham. They weren't great.
But I mean, I'm talking pure. I didn't watch a lot of the group games, but I'm talking more specifically the knockout stages. They weren't fantastic, but they got through.
The second leg of the Juventus.
The one at the Bernabeu, they were
disgusting.
Juventus moved to them.
Do you know what? Can we just spare a moment for the number of top level players that are kind of either retired or leaving iconic clubs this year?
Hey, quick, do you know is Iniesta going World Cup?
I think so. You know.
No.
I don't know. I think they left him out.
I don't know. I
think they might have left him out.
I was playing FIFA yesterday, and you know they just got the new World Cup update, and he's there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
well,
in.
he
He's
might
in.
be,
He's
He's
in
in
my.
the starting
He's in
lineup,
my
so.
sticker book. So
Oh, really? Oh, well, there you
if
go.
that's anything to go off.
You know, if,
Well, the
if
thing
he's in the
is-
sticker book, it must.
And
it
you
must
look
be
at that. You look at Iniesta. Have you not noticed we're losing all the? He's like the last of the great ones. More him and Gigi
Buffon.
Buffon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
They're like the last of
of
the
that
great
sort
ones.
of
Of that
era.
era, yeah,
That like early 2000s ish.
yeah.
And the era that's followed them, I'll be honest. I keep saying it.
Nah, it's not as
With
good.
that being said, it's definitely not as good. That being said, Gareth Bale, Ronaldo. If you had to pick which overhead kick was the best,
Oh, nah, Christians.
you think
Ronaldo's a text. Yeah.
so?
Ronaldo's.
I
What
think
are we
it's
taking?
Bale's,
Are we
Do you know
talking?
what? Bell's one, I don't think he hit as clean as he could have.
No, but
Are we
the-
talking
the-
just
the
about
reason why I
the?
say
but
Just
Bale-
the
about?
stage
Are we
and the
talking
game.
about the biomechanics of it? Or are we taking in?
Now, if you're talking about
I'm looking at the
biomechanics,
biomechanics.
you're talking about
Ronaldo's one was
Ronaldo all
technically
day,
brilliant.
because like the form and everything. was
And don't
just-
forget as well the way he had to adjust.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say.
wow.
If you look at Ronaldo's, like, he's had to come back, but he can see the exact flight of the ball or whatever. Do you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? So he's come back, but he's got longer because the ball's coming from further away. Whereas Bale's one was literally, he had no right.
It was instinctive, innit? It just
Yeah, it was just
What about, because they're talking about best Champions League goal? Bale
I
was
don't
it
think he's
that?
better than Jesus.
nah.
I don't think he's better than
Zidane's
Jesus.
for me is still technically the most difficult.
Yeah, I
still.
don't think
Over your shoulder, weak of foot,
it's not
and
happening.
as high as it was,
It's
Always
not happening.
Zidane.
and
With
you
the
know what?
Oh,
It
no,
will
no,
always-
don't
and
say
the
that.
connection.
Listen.
Don't forget as well, the ball didn't rise. The ball just went. It was almost like it just.
But do you know how hard it is to hit a ball just dropping from
Exactly.
the sky?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, the biomechanics of that, the sheer
Oh.
technique.
Did you see Zidane when
Yeah,
Bale's on
yeah,
winning though?
Yeah,
Like,
he
shout
did that
out.
when Ronaldo scored.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
he did the
Juve
same
one.
thing. He was
Shout-
just like,
You got to shout out Zidane. I think if you have kids, you got to put Zidane's name in there.
Imagine that though. How is he managed?
It's
to do what
crazy.
he's done?
In his first 3 years, that's mad. It's quite scary.
that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah,
Bale, where does he go?
does
Where does he go?
Yeah. You know what? It's gonna.
Do you think he should come back to Prem?
No,
Because the way people
no.
were talking,
You know
Prem.
what? You know
Do you
what?
know
Hear
where I
this?
think he
I
should
don't
go?
think so.
I think he's got
he should
Italy.
go. I think Bayern Munich.
No, I think he's got
Bayern's
Italy.
a good shout.
I think he suit Bayern.
I think he should go
Bayern's a
Italy.
good shout.
Robben's
France would
gonna be kind
I
of
think
on
France
his way
would be too
out.
easy.
I think he should go Italy.
France would be too easy.
I think Italy.
I could see him actually
Italy,
going
where
PSG
though?
though.
I could see him at PSG, but
Oh,
where
no,
in Italy?
I can see him. PSG.
But I think
Where
Bayern,
in Italy
I
would he
think
go?
Bayern best for him.
I think Juve would do well for him. I think even imagine him in Napoli.
I'm not sure, man.
He doesn't kind of.
I don't
well,
think he-
Napoli's
because
got
he's got the
Ancelotti now.
like
I don't
good
think-
football
yeah, I don't
kind of.
think
He's
it
just like
works with-
explosive.
He's more explosive, but it's Ancelotti's there now, so it's gonna probably change a bit. I just Bell's kind of the way he plays just
Yeah, I don't think
doesn't
he
fit
works.
that system.
It's
That's
so-
why I couldn't really see him.
I don't think in
It's,
Italy
it's
it
so
works
funny
with-
you say that because I was talking to someone. I don't even know who, and I was saying, why would he come back to Prem? He has
Why would
nothing
he?
to prove.
Not even that. Where's he going?
It's
What
not.
club?
It's no longer like a step up. Do you know what I mean?
The only place really, I mean, he wouldn't go to Tottenham because no offense to Tottenham fans, but
Yeah.
that is a serious downgrade.
Yeah.
Massive.
He's won
downgrade.
4 Champions Leagues in the
I
last
had
5
There
years.
was a Tottenham fan trying to argue. It'd be a
Has he
good
got
move.
4 champions? He ain't got 4 champions.
He has.
He's got 4, bro.
He's won 4 in 5 years.
Oh yeah, because before Zidane got there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid final.
And
wasn't it? Yeah.
Ancelotti. He's won 4
So-
in 5 years.
So I mean, Man United.
Is Bale world class?
Not under
No,
Mourinho.
I don't think so. No.
You don't think so?
Not under Mourinho.
You don't think
Oh,
so?
what, to go to United? But this is what I'm saying. I don't think Prem. I think Bayern. I think that would be a good fit for him.
But
Go on.
isn't the argument though
Yeah.
that when you look at him in the big moments
Yeah.
where
He's
you
turned
need
up,
to,
you know.
he turns up
He's
in the
turned up.
big moments.
No, he has.
I don't think he's world class, by the way. I think he's very
I think,
close.
I think we're back
he's
to this thing where
good.
world class
But-
is more than just the performance.
But in those big moments when you really, really need him, and I'm not talking about scoring against Arsenal last minute where you might get 3 points. Like, no, I'm talking about Champions League finals, like to push your team onto.
No, he
No,
shows up
onto a
I know
trophy.
what you're saying, but like I said before, my thing is, like, he how old is he now?
What, 28?
28 or whatever. You know what I mean? He's gonna finish his career soon.
But
and I'll look and make a judgment then.
Okay, I hear that,
Like,
but-
because you see, like the way world class, like it depends how you grade world class and that.
But
for me, if for me that's the pinnacle. So I can't just. I have to really, really think about it if I'm gonna chuck a man in there. That's
I
just
hear
my
that,
thing.
but there are certain players that you know watching them in this day and age. You ain't got to wait till.
I wouldn't say Bell's that I don't have to wait.
Would you say Cruises?
Tony,
Yeah,
it's kind of different, but
Modric.
It's different. Yeah, he is.
I think
He
he's
is
world class.
You honestly, you can't look at Cruz and think world class.
Nah,
Straight.
Cruz you can.
Do you know what? I think, like, for me, Modric, I've watched Modric for
Modric
a
is
very,
definitely-
very,
Modric
very
is
long time.
unbelievable.
And just does what he says on the tin.
Luka Modric is like a new age Paul Scholes. He is
And he's been doing it the last few
He's
World
done it everywhere.
Cups and Euros, and he's at little Croatia. But there's not been many games. I said this to my brother like before. Anytime I watch a Croatia game, especially at the major tournaments, Modric is head and shoulders above anyone
everyone
else
on the pitch.
Always. I don't remember watching a game and not saying, "Nah, why is this guy so good?"
Yeah.
So for that, I've seen him do it for a long time, club and country.
I think Cruz, because he's so understated. If that makes sense. Yeah. It's hard, but I honestly look at Cruz. You know that little clip I put up on who I think is going to be the player of the tournament.
Oh yeah.
I put Cruz. I put Cruz up there, but the only reason why I didn't pick him in the end was because he's so understated. So no one's really the job that he does is no one's really going to look at it and think, yeah, you've been the best. But I think if Germany win, a big part
he'll be a standout player.
A big part of it will be because of him.
No, he's wicked.
No, Toni Kroos is different. It's different.
He's
level.
wicked. But for me, Modric is. Do you know what? Him and Kroos and Modric. You know when them two players are paired, they remind me. I said this to my brother. They remind me like old school Barca, like Xavi, Iniesta.
Yeah.
Iniesta is the more the Modric role where he can pass really really well, but he can move with the ball and draw people out and then tick around. Kroos is the passer, like a Xavi. You know what I mean?
But do you know what they do really really well? And people don't understand this. When you watch them, you got to watch more than what they do on the ball. You got to watch the spaces they play in.
Of course.
The parts of the pitch that these two occupy. Do you know what people say about Michael Carrick? Do you see how underrated Michael Carrick is? Listen, do you understand how crazy what I'm about to say is? Listen, Michael Carrick's probably been one of the best English, won't even call him defensive midfielders because he just plays in that area of the pitch.
You know,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you see the way the way he moves along the back and the
Even
areas he plays
retired,
in.
I'd still put him in that England team ahead of Dyer and things.
Do you know what? You could put him in there and just say, Carrick, I'd still
sit
for me. Yeah, just sit for
me.
Do you get just sit, organise, and just be a quarterback.
That's the role of the number 4 is the organizer, literally, because everyone else is gonna move around you, and I hold the space because that's just the most crucial space in football.
And do you know what? It's his thing. You see how people rant and raving about Kante, yeah? Do you know one thing that Kante's got over a lot of players that plays in his position? He's got that thing that Kroos and Modric has got, where he just plays in the spaces. Kante, have you noticed? He's never the first one to engage. You know, have you noticed that?
No,
whenever you see clips, no. Obviously, there's times he's got a snap at heels, yeah. But when you actually watch him and he breaks down and he breaks the play down, or he just dispossesses someone, he's never the first challenger. He's always second because he's always playing in a space.
So it's like if that person triggers, he knows that
this is going here. So I'm just gonna go bang. Boom, I'm taking that, or I'm just gonna be in the area. I'm going to force that guy to make that, to kind of, you see when one of my good coaches say to me, if you can force someone to kind of, if you can force the percentages in your favour that a pass that someone's going to play, and you can make it 70-30 that you could potentially nick it, but that 30% is still enough for them to try to do it, that's what Kante does. Do you know, Kante, he kind of occupies there where he makes you think, I could probably still nick that ball through. Yeah. But then he just go, thank you very much.
I was watching Klopp
Unreal.
On Monday Night Football one time, and this is at the beginning of this season or maybe the back end of last season, and they were asking him, back end of last season I remember, they were asking him, how do you get your teams to play blah blah, and they broke it down and he looked and he was just like, so they paused it here at a certain stage, and then the gap was so small, he said he tells his players to be narrow and compact, but not so narrow and compact that the pass ain't there anymore.
The pass can't play.
Just enough for them to think that I can do that.
I can still do it.
Yeah. So the moment they do that pass,
it's setting traps.
Yeah. That's what it is.
It's setting traps.
That's like a Mayweather.
Yeah, it's like a shot of Floyd.
That's what it is. Last one, Wilshere. Is it time for him to leave Arsenal? Do you think?
Let's see what Unai has in store.
Let's see what Unai Emery does. Yeah.
I think the change in manager, it might be what he needs.
Yeah.
On the flip side, it might be his exit door. I think we've got to take this season, because to be fair, this is the first season, this one gone, where he's had a run of games for a long time.
And do you know what as well? This is the first, and it ain't even the whole season. This is the first kind of half of the season where he's kind of staked, in my opinion, for a long time. He's staken. He's stuck a proper claim this year. You know what I'm saying?
Where before it was just you're going.
He was bought.
He's got talent, or he played well 8 years ago and that.
People keep going, oh, he's going to leave Arsenal, going to do this. You know what? All of that's just noise. At the end of the day, he's going to do what's right for his football. Unai Emery might come and play a style of football that's just completely against all of his strengths, which means, you know what? if he stayed at Arsenal, it'll be a waste of time, and it'll be a waste of.
Or he might come in and it'd be like,
yeah, this is not going to run.
Or he might, on the flip side,
Or he might
be
come
like,
in and do amazing,
and be like, oh my god, look at Jack Wilshere, he's like a new player.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think people make too much about it. It's like people are saying, oh, you know, Ox has gone to Liverpool and it's revitalising. Shut up, man. Listen, you ain't seen Ox. Ox does it when he comes back. Hopefully, he comes back for the start of the season, yeah. And he does it throughout the season, and he starts for Klopp, and he does the things that you know he can do.
Quick question.
Then you can start talking
Does
about
Ox
him.
start for you in the next season Liverpool in that centre?
Do you know what?
With Fabinho, with Keita, with
I'm not
Ronaldo,
sure, you know.
with Ox.
I'm not
Probably,
sure.
I don't see him binning Jordan, which means
exactly,
Ox is probably going to get the bin.
I'm not
Exactly.
sure.
But I think as well, do you know what Klopp's doing as well? And it's the same like City. You know when they're making signings and people are like, do they really need them? People are building
building
for
squads, innit? Building for success.
Because, you know, to challenge on everything, Champions League, FA Cup, and the league, you're going to need the players.
Cool. Well, guys, that's been it. It's been an interesting one.
Lovely.
Jubbly.
Yeah, like I said, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. Yeah, get back to us, whatever, all of that. SoundCloud, iTunes,
Everything.
all of that,
Everything.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah,
this is it. Until next week.